12 minutes before 7 o'clock, tens of thousands of Homeland Security employees will be watching what's going on in the nation's capital today as Congress tries to beat a midnight deadline to fund the agency. If they miss it, some workers will be forced to work without pay.
A very good Friday morning, everyone, and thank you so much for waking up with the Valley today. Kyle Bosch here with Lisa Bedeau, just getting started with non-stop news and weather all the way up to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. We start with the parents of an American journalist killed by ISIS militants who now say that the government and U.S. media failed to do enough to save the life of their son and other American hostages.
John and Diane Foley spoke to college students at a University of Arizona forum last night and said the government shut them out and failed to help them while their son was being held captive. James Foley was the first American killed by ISIS. He was executed last August. The Foleys also say some responsibility lies with American members of the media who stopped reporting on Foley's kidnapping until he was killed. A White House spokesman says the government acted in the best interest of the nation.
Fargo police say they are still on the lookout for a 12-year-old girl who hasn't contacted her family for a couple of days. Lena Grace de Oliveira was last seen at her home in Southwest Fargo on Wednesday. Here's her picture up on your screen right now. If you have any information about where she might be, you're asked to contact Fargo police, or you can also call your local law enforcement.
Coming up on 6:51, time for weather and traffic on the ones, and we start with meteorologist Robert Hahn.
Yeah, it's starting to brighten up out there, and it's going to warm up once we get some sunshine in here. That sun rises here in about 20 minutes here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Now, obviously, the further east you go, it's going to rise earlier than that, and further west, a little bit later than that. It's cold out there, and again, it's going to warm up once we start seeing some sunshine. Minus 11, feels more like minus 28. Winds out of the south and southwest at 8 miles per hour will continue today, 5 to 15 miles per hour out of the south and southwest. Some single digits and teens below zero. You factor in those winds. We've got wind chills as cold as 29 below Thief River Falls, 26 below in Roseau and Baudette because of the cold wind chills that we have been seeing and will continue to see. Wind chill advisory through the 10 o'clock hour for those wind chills between 25 and 35 degrees below zero. Quiet on the radar in our area as well as much of the northern plains. Not till you get down into the southern plains where you've got some snow down in that area, and it's piling up. Lubbock, Texas got 3.5 inches of snow. That making its way on into the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. They're going to see a series of systems down there. For us, well, we've got the cold air, but we're going to see less and less of that cold air as we head through the next several days. Today, warming on up into the teens, and again, winds light out of the south and southwest. We'll take an edge off of that temperature. We'll still see temperatures, wind chill temperatures below zero in most locations for the afternoon hours. Tonight, not going to get as cold. Most areas staying at or above zero. Wind chills again, slightly below zero. But then tomorrow, we'll start off the day with less cold temperatures, and that means a better warm up as we head through the afternoon and evening hours. We'll also see some increasing clouds as we warm into the teens and 20s. And along with that, a chance for just a few isolated flurries. Today, some teens. Tomorrow, some low 20s. Sunday, we're going to get into the mid-20s. Monday, around a 30. And then a storm system moves in on your Tuesday, giving us a chance for some light accumulating snow. Behind that system, some falling temperatures, cooling down into the teens for highs on your Wednesday and Thursdays. That is a look at your weather. Time now to head it on out to Al Ahmed with another look at your traffic.
Good morning, everyone. Traffic is, I think we can safely say, somewhat congested at Interstate 29 and Interstate 94. The tri-level, particularly on Interstate 29, particularly the northbound lane. A lot of traffic on Interstate 29 northbound at this hour. Interstate 94 pretty darn busy as well. Southbound Interstate 29, not a real big deal yet at this point. But the big deal is travel should be a piece of cake for you today. The roads are dry, the ramps are dry, things are looking pretty darn good overall. On Interstate 29 in Fargo, Al Ahmed Valley today traffic.
6:52 now on this Friday morning. Turning back to your news headlines, the tragic deaths of 3 teenagers in western North Dakota are being felt all over the state. Waylon McCrae, Dalen Dorval, and Tanner Garman were killed in a crash Monday in Williams County. All were members of the Ray boys basketball team.
That team will play Burke County in a district game this afternoon, and fans will be wearing lime green in memory of the teens. Funeral services for the boys are set for tonight and tomorrow. In this morning's schemes and ripoffs, how can you tell the difference between a scam and a legitimate debt collector?
One Fargo man says he got a letter from a debt collection agency and it caused him to worry a bit. It said he owed money to CenturyLink, but he knew he'd paid all of his bills. Now, CenturyLink says if you have any concerns, you can always give them a call. They will also never call you directly and ask for things like your bank account information, your social security number, or your home address.
There's also a scam aimed at Wells Fargo customers. A viewer called our whistleblower hotline saying he got an email about his overdraft protection being used. The email directed him to call a number. He called the bank instead to learn that it was a scam. If you get a similar email, call your bank's fraud department right away.
2 Moorhead police officers have been named in a federal lawsuit for allegedly using excessive force during an arrest last year. Marcus Hemsworth claims Officer Toby Crome hit him in the testicles from behind using severe and unnecessary force. Now, Officer Brandon Desitel is also named in the suit for allegedly not protecting Hemsworth. Hemsworth claims he was physically hurt and suffered emotional trauma.
A former North Dakota Teacher of the Year is asking a judge for more access to certain evidence in his upcoming trial. Aaron Knodel is facing charges of having a sexual relationship with a student. The judge says the defense has the same access to the victim's medical records as the state has, but Knodel's lawyer wants more, claiming the accuser had a prior mental health issue. The judge is expected to make a decision on the motion next week. The trial is set to start in about a month. It's Friday, and that means time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Clifford Monteith III is wanted for aggravated assault, driving under suspension, and driving with a revoked license. Call your local police if you have any information on where he is.
There's a push in the Minnesota State Legislature to help first responders purchase naloxone. That's a drug that can reverse the effects of an opiate overdose. Steve's Law was passed last year, and it allows first responders to use the OD drug, but it's expensive, costing up to $40 a unit. And that can really add up for a department if every police officer or firefighter carries it. Now, this new bill would allocate about $1 million. That would pay for the drug over 2 years, as well as provide training on how to use it. The city of Fargo is trying to decide if more surveillance cameras are needed downtown, and they'd like to hear from you about it. The plan would be to add 6 more surveillance cameras.
Find a link to the survey on our website, valleynewslive.com. Just click on the hot button, but do it fast. The survey ends Tuesday, March 3rd. Basement, second floor, even the outside of your home, no matter where you need some improvement ideas, you can find them all in one spot this weekend.
Very popular. The 54th annual Home and Garden Show starts this afternoon, goes through Sunday at the Fargo Dome. Already there is the Valley Today's Christy Larson, and she has a little advice from somebody you might recognize from HGTV. Christy?
Right, that's right. We have Kimberly Lacey here, and we're going to give you another quick tip. Go ahead.
So the next tip is planting in a container garden. It's the easiest way to add color and visual aesthetics to any porch, any space around your home. So the 3 basics are fill, spill, and thrill. So you take something with some girth and height, like this grass here, or a pencil holly shrub or something, and then you plant potato vines or something that will spill as it grows over the pot. And then for pops of color, the thrill, plant something that's colorful right here alongside the largest, the fill here. And you're sure to have a successful container garden.
And as I had a coughing attack, I hope you guys got all of those tips. And her first seminar is going to be tonight at 7 o'clock. Kyle and Lisa, come check her out this whole weekend. Oh, I'm having a coughing.
It's up there on your screen. The Home and Garden Show again, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. $10 to get in, but I think you can get a coupon if you pick up the book at Hornbacher's before you go. They've also got some 2-for-1 admission specials you can see on Friday and Sunday to check that out. Christy Larson reporting live. Going to be fun. I'm planning to head there this weekend. I know probably see a lot of people.
Yes, some great ideas, and you're right. It just puts you into the, mood set that spring is just around the corner. Got to remind ourselves of that. Because when you look at this, you don't think about spring.
No, not so much.
Look at this. A huge hit with visitors. And yes, the Apostle Islands ice caves will reopen for 2015 tomorrow. If conditions don't change, that is. But this year's trek is going to be maybe a little more dangerous than some years.
Yeah, it is considered super icy out there this year. So if you want to make the trip, you are advised to wear ice cleats. The park system does plan to charge a $5 fee for visitors age 16 and older. The ice caves are near Bayfield, Wisconsin. Last year, overwhelmed the Park Service up there drew more than 138,000 tourists. It was the first time they'd been open in about 5 years. So 2 years in a row for the ice caves. I guess good news for the ice cave lovers, bad news for us, because that means it's been super cold again.
Very cold. Yep.
Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question, 28% of people did this at their last doctor visit.
And the answer, lie or omit facts.
Why?
Maybe not a great idea,
Why?
I would think, when you're talking to your doctor. You can take part in our Valley Today question of the morning every Monday through Friday at our Valley News Live Facebook page, where we, of course, invite you to join the conversation all day long.
All right, yeah, and you mentioned it was cold out there. It's very cold out there once again this morning. Temperatures well below zero. Grand Forks has slipped back down to minus 16. 15 below in Thief River Falls, also minus 15 in Baudette, minus 11 here in Fargo, Detroit Lakes, and Fergus Falls. You factor in some light south and southwest winds. 29 below your wind chill now in Grand Forks and in Jamestown. 25 below here in Fargo. Wind chill advisory through 10 a.m. No snow today, maybe a few flurries tomorrow. Today's temperatures warming into the teens above zero. Tomorrow, low 20s, mid 20s Sunday, near 30 on Monday. Chance for a touch of snow on Tuesday.
Bit of an improvement there, though.
A bit of an improvement in the dresses, white and gold.
Thanks for waking up with the Valley Today. More local news and weather in 25 minutes.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Take care.